In a small town in the Midwest, surrounded by endless cornfields and long stretches of highway, lived a young man named Daniel Carter. He was the son of a truck driver and a school cafeteria worker. Life had never been easy for the Carters. Money was tight, opportunities were few, and every dream seemed far away. Daniel worked part-time at a gas station after school, pumping gas and stocking shelves. Many of his classmates laughed at him, saying he'd never leave town, that he'd end up just like his father, driving trucks, struggling to make ends meet. But Daniel carried a quiet fire inside him. He dreamed of becoming a professional runner, competing in marathons across the United States, maybe even the Boston Marathon one day. Every morning before school, while most of the town was still asleep, Daniel laced up his old sneakers and ran down the country roads. The gravel crunched beneath his feet, his breath turned to steam in the cold dawn, and mile after mile, he pushed himself. His shoes had holes, his legs often ached, but he refused to stop. One winter morning, after a particularly harsh snowstorm, Daniel ran his usual route. His fingers were numb, and the icy wind cut across his face. A neighbor driving by slowed down, rolled down the window, and shouted, "Why are you out here?" "Nobody's watching." Daniel just smiled. "That's why," he said. He knew greatness wasn't built in front of crowds. It was built in silence, when nobody was watching, when it was just him and the road. After high school, Daniel applied to several colleges, hoping for a scholarship. Rejections piled up. The words "not selected" felt like stones weighing down his chest. But instead of quitting, he doubled his training. He worked longer shifts at the gas station to save up money for local races. Slowly, his persistence began to pay off. At his first official half-marathon, held in Chicago, Daniel arrived with nothing more than his beat-up shoes and determination. Surrounded by runners in professional gear, he felt out of place. But when the race began, he forgot about appearances and focused only on each step, each breath. 2 hours later, Daniel crossed the finish line in the top 10. It wasn't a victory on paper, but it was a victory of spirit. Sponsors started to notice him. Coaches approached him. Doors that had once been closed began to open. Years later, when Daniel finally stood at the starting line of the Boston Marathon, he thought about his small hometown, his parents' sacrifices, the mornings when nobody believed in him, and the long, lonely roads that had shaped his spirit. He didn't just run that day. He flew. Daniel's story became a reminder across his community: dreams don't belong only to those born with privilege. They belong to anyone willing to wake up early, endure the hard days, and go the extra mile, especially when no one is watching.